Well, good morning, everybody. This is Paul Romero with the Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training number 60, nope, number 71. And this is Friday, January 16th, 2015. And just like that, in 2 short days, we've gone from the month being almost half over to the month being more than half over. Look what a difference 2 days can make. So, and that's just crazy how quickly time goes by these days. I just can't believe, I almost can't believe 2014's over. How about this? Your New Year's resolution. What are we, 16 days in? Is that already gone out the window? Kapooey? Yeah? I
Probably.
think, probably 80% of New Year's resolutions are done, tossed, forgotten about within the first 10 days of the year. Are you an 80%er or are you a 20%er? Guess what? If you're a 20%er, you're going to understand what we're talking about. You are not ready to click out of this hangout and run off to go watch some goofball talk about dribble. You're ready to find out some information about what's going on with real estate and why is wholesaling still on fire. We just don't know where we're looking, right? But why is it that these guys think that wholesaling real estate is still on fire? John mentioned we do another hangout for our gold and silver business, which if you guys are interested in something like that, send us an email, propertynoodlers@gmail.com. We are open to sharing everything we have in helping other people become prosperous. That's what this is all about. So why do we believe that wholesaling is on fire right now when everybody else seems to be struggling? Because everybody else is doing the old way and we are doing the new way. We are doing the noodling way. We're not doing the attraction, wait, and hope way. So with that, I just want to say welcome all. Glad you're here. You're going to get some interesting information today that might open your eyes to what the heck is going on out there and how the heck you can get ahead of the game. John, good morning.
Good morning, Paul. It's been a great week. I just want to welcome everyone to the call here and congratulate you for joining us. As Paul said, it's hard to believe that we're already 16 days into the first month of the year, and the first month's already halfway over. Before you know it, people, another year will have gone by, and will you be in the same place you are today, or will you begin to work towards building your future? And why is wholesale real estate still hot and in my opinion will continue to be so? That's what we're going to kind of get into a little bit here today. And as Paul said, the purpose for these hangouts, the purpose for what we do with not only property noodlers but also with our gold business is that we're looking to help other people achieve their dreams, to achieve their desires, to build a life of freedom, and to make people aware of what we've come across in the last several years since we've done this, so they can not only build better businesses but build better people, And one of my favorite quotes out there is by Buckminster Fuller, which is, "The purpose of our lives is to add value to this generation and to the generations that follow." Is that your purpose? Is that why you're here? Because you want to add value to your life, the people around you, so that that value will continue into the future? Well, that's certainly why Paul and I are here, and that's why we host these hangouts in hopes of attracting like-minded people to come either join our team or just reach out to us to do some business together, connect and share ideas. Either way, we want to hear from you, whatever your interest is, whatever your desire is, whatever it is. We want to connect with people and see how we can help each other. And let's dive right into what we plan on talking about, which is basically going to be a little bit of a continuation of what we discussed this morning, I'm sure, and just throw a little bit of the real estate twist in it. So again, welcome, and just welcome to the call, I guess. So with that, go ahead, Paul. Why don't you get things kicked off for us today?
Well, yeah, you said something very interesting, John. John. The fact that what we're all about is really trying to bring information and education, and this is what really our real estate program is all about. We're trying to bring information and education and help people. And what we do, what we do overall here, and what we're trying to do with you guys is to, bring you information and education that's going to help you to become successful and potentially wealthy through wholesaling, through real estate, and possibly through other avenues once you get going and whatnot. And the thing is, did we show this the other day, John? On this
We
thing?
did. We did.
Okay. You guys might be looking at a lot of different things out there in real estate and whatnot, and just thinking that it's too far out of your reach. There's no way you could ever do that, right? We are right now positioned. We're not this guy that's way out front. Okay. With our education, our knowledge, our information, and what we are doing, yes, we are, but we're hanging back. We can run that fast, but right now we're hanging back with this guy right here. We're the guy you can see, okay? You can't really follow along. You can't really follow somebody that's so far out in front of you that it just doesn't make any sense, that it just looks unattainable. We're trying to bring this back to an attainable level, a one-on-one right here while we do these hangouts, so you can actually feel like you get a chance to meet us in person. This is who we are. I don't have a mask on. I can't pull this skin off. This is who we are. So you get an opportunity to meet us in person and get the feeling that you can see what's achievable, because we're actually right there, right in front of you. Does that make sense? We're not so far out of the picture that it's off your radar screen, so to speak. I spoke about this yesterday in the Hangout, the fact that there's an infinite amount of stuff out there: wisdom, knowledge, education, potential, opportunity. I mean, whatever, everything in the world that's out there is an infinite, huge amount. And what we see, 4-inch circle on our radar screen. That's all we can see. But if you look outside of that 4-inch circle that we're looking at, that is our lives, at what we see, what we understand, what we know and believe, if you consider the fact that outside of that 4-inch circle, there's a 100-mile radius of other things, that's a lot of stuff, okay? So if somebody's doing so good that they're not in your little 4-inch circle of your radar screen, you can't see them. There's no way for you to be successful in doing what they're doing and trying to emulate what someone else is up to. So our whole approach here is to try to bring this back to a level, like I said, where we're on your radar screen, where you can see and learn and understand what it is that we're offering and how easy it is, and give you basically, lead you to success. So with that, I'll throw it back over to John just to put his in.
Absolutely. The reason for these hangouts is so that you can see the kind of people that Paul and I are. We're very open, honest people, not only about who we are and what we're all about. We're really no holds barred. There's nothing that I wouldn't say on these hangouts that I wouldn't say to anybody personally, and vice versa. And it's a chance for people to see that, we're regular guys, we're successful guys, we're easygoing guys, and personable guys. And it should be very easy for you to connect with us, like I said in the beginning, whether it's to join the team and learn how we are noodling for our properties, or if it's just to connect on some other level, maybe because you're interested in you're another wholesaler who's got deals they want to share, or you're an investor who has money they want to invest, or maybe you've heard Paul and I mention that we've got a gold and silver business and you want to learn more about that. Whatever it is that you're interested in, we certainly invite you to reach out to us. In fact, I'm going to do something here that I've never done in the Hangouts, and and I'm going to say this only once, but my cell phone number is 602-881-5562. So if you want to talk to a live human being and you've participated and you happen to see this Hangout, 602-881-5562, give me a call and let's connect. Let's do some business together on whatever level. Maybe you have a product that you think that would help me or my business out. Call me, offer it to me. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone. One of the only ways to be successful is to build relationships. That's one of the things that we do here is we're trying to build fresh, new relationships. So with that being said, why we kind of started out saying, why is wholesale real estate a great, amazing way to reach financial freedom? And the reason that is because it's something that anybody can do. Did we lose you, Paul? Paul, are you there? We may have lost Paul, but sorry everybody, that threw me off. These Google Hangouts are an awesome tool, but the internet has its glitches. There's no doubt.
Well, I'm not sure if John, if you're talking, I don't know. We lost connection here for a second, but it came back on. It shows that we're still live.
Yep,
but now I don't have any voice from you. I can't hear you at all. I don't know if you can hear me at all. So, okay. So I can't hear you at all, but like I said, we lost connection for a second. The screen blacked out. It said your Hangout has lost connection, and then it came back on, and you are not here. So you might want to click out, and I'll send you another invite. See if that gets you back in. So, why is, if this is still broadcasting, I don't know, why is real estate wholesaling so hot right now? Speak, Jerry.
Can you hear me?
Nope,
no,
you're not there. So you're a listener now. Why is real estate hot? Real estate hot so wholesaling? Real estate wholesaling. Why is it so hot still today, 2015, even after the crash and everybody, deals on every corner. And then for the last 2 years now, we've been hearing about how there's no more deals. You can't get deals on short sales. The bank won't give you any deals. Foreclosures, REOs, there's no deals there. There's too much competition. Everybody's buying them. There's the auction. Can't get a deal at the auction. Actually, they are getting pretty good deals at the auction these days, from what I understand. How about a voice, John? We got one now?
Can you hear me?
Negative. You're quiet. So anyway, I can't figure out how to get John back in, so it looks like I'm just going to have to take control of this for the next 15 minutes. But yeah, wholesale real estate is still hot because, even though it seems like the economy is getting great and it seems like everything is all wonderful out there, housing prices are stabilized and, the stock market is skyrocketing and the interest rates are low and people are back to work and the gas prices, oh my gosh, they're so cheap. The economy is getting so good now and everything's great. Well, you know what? There is still a huge fallout from the crash of 2008. It's kind of been swept around. Nobody's even swept it up into a pile yet or even under the rug yet. It's just kind of been swept around enough to where you don't mind walking across it. But it's still out there. And there's a lot of people that are still in trouble. There's a lot of people that still don't have jobs. There's a lot of people that still have problems that they can't fix. And there's still a lot of people that have to, unfortunately, get rid of their houses. And that's where we come in. That's why wholesaling is still hot. And the good news, kind of for us, is that maybe there's not as many people trying to do this again all of a sudden. It seems like you with all of this talk about the deal finding is and how impossible it is to find a real estate deal, and all that real estate opportunity is no longer there. With all that talk, I think a lot of people have bailed out that maybe we're anywhere from unsuccessful to mildly successful, and they just continue doing the same things that they always did, and the success of that diminished rapidly to the point where even if the guy was maybe doing 5 or 6 deals a year and making really good money at that, at the point of even quitting a job, but continuing to do the same exact thing that he was doing prior to that, all of a sudden now it's falling off, and his 5 or 6 deals a year have gone down to 1 or 2, and he's got to go back and get a job. That's, I think a lot of people have bailed out. I don't think people are getting as many letters and things as they were just 2 years ago, when the height, when the apex, I should say, kind of peaked, and everybody and their brother and sister was jumping into wholesale real estate. But now all those people have given up. They've gone. Unfortunately, you might be one of those people, and you might be saying, that stuff doesn't work. I tried that once. Well, you know what? We stuck with it. John and I are bullheaded. We know that this is our success and this is our future, and we've done the research, and we know that this is something that it's never going to go away. You just have to get good at it, and you don't get good at something by trying it for a month or two. You really got to get out there and put an effort into it. You got to stick with it for 6 months, a year maybe even, before you even start seeing any success whatsoever. But you got to build upon that. You got to continually, they say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. And you know what? What John and I have gone through, we kind of figured it out. And another thing that people say is that in today's world especially, you can be financially free in 3 years or less if you're diligent. And here's the interesting thing. If you do the math, 10,000 hours times, I forget if it's 9 hours a day over 3 years equals financial freedom. It's funny how that those two separate concepts, when combined together and you do the math on them, they equal out to mean the same thing. So, like I say, you don't become good at anything. You don't start making money at anything in 30 days. You got to put some time into it. You got to put some effort into it. You got to start learning about it. You got to start understanding what's going on in the marketplace, what's going on with whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, we have a multi-level marketing business, a network marketing business that John and I are involved in, that's based on gold and silver. And we need to understand how network marketing works. We need to understand how the program works. We need to know how the system works. We need to know how the product works. We need to know how the services work. All those things, we have to learn those things in order to be able to start really making good money at that as well too. So it doesn't matter what it is that you get involved with. You've got to put in the time to learn and educate yourself and come to understand it and know and become a master before you're going to see real success in anything. And getting back to why real estate is still so hot, as I said, so many people out there, and why a lot of you guys gave up on wholesaling is because you didn't have that instant success. And wholesaling is not about instant success. It's about building a business, and it's about building wealth over time. But you can do it in 3 years or less if you're diligent about it, and it's always going to be here. It's never going to go away, because you know what? People are always going to have problems. In fact, moving forward into the future, I think more and more people are always going to have more and more problems. So that just means this is always going to be here until all the big guys buy up all the properties and everything's a rental, and the housing market is monopolized just like food and oil and all the other necessities of life. Until housing becomes monopolized, people are going to be out there, and there's going to be availability to purchase discount real estate, and at the very worst case scenario, sell to those big guys who are creating their monopolies right now. I mean, heck, there's a guy right now that already has a monopoly on the island of Lanai. This guy went out and bought pretty much all. I think he now owns over 80% of the island, all the real estate on the island of Lanai in Hawaii. And he started doing this in 2000. I forget what year it was, but it was in when prices were going down, like 2010 or something like that. And this guy practically owns the whole island of Lanai. And he has monopolized an island in Hawaii, and that's that's something that we will see in the future, maybe not in our lifetime, but housing will be a monopoly because it's a necessity, just like food and oil and all the other things that, like I said, we have to live. We need to live off of. Regardless, so there's always going to be people with problems. That's why wholesaling is still hot. That's why wholesaling will always be hot, and that's why it will never, ever go away until the opportunity to actually buy houses from people goes away. Okay? And with that, look at the idea of how long is it going to take you? Where do you start? Why isn't it working for all these people that are out there doing it? Well, just like everything else since the fallout of the crash, everything has changed. Nothing is as it used to be. It's all different. There was an opportunity during the crash when things were going down, when prices were declining, and when they started coming back up, where, and this is so funny. I mean, even just this right here, that there was an opportunity going up, right, when everybody and their brother could buy a house with these phony loans, and there was an opportunity there for anybody to buy a house, hold on to it for 3 months, sell it, and make buku bucks, and or there was fast money to be made, and then that peaked and it blew up and it started going down, and everybody's bailing out, everybody's in trouble, but there was a lot of people out there still making big money in real estate because they're the ones buying up all of these decreasing prices properties. And then as it starts to get down towards the bottom, what happens? This whole thing gets exposed. Hey, everybody, all you got to do is come out here, find these houses that people want to get rid of, and contract them and flip them to this guy who really wants them, who's got the money, right? And so all these people are jumping into wholesaling. And then it goes back up. We hit the bottom, and the prices start going back up. And what happens? This wholesaling thing looks like it goes away. And it goes back up, and the prices get a certain point, and they level out. And here's this opportunity to skyrocket, plummet, back up, and now we're on a level plane again. And this is the same thing with like the economy. We were talking about this on the gold. Gold for 20 years floats at $400-ish an ounce, starts going up to the peak of 2006, 2007. Where it reaches, a new level of like $700 an ounce, and then the crash hits, and what happens? It continues to go up 5 times over the $400 mark to almost $2,000, and then after it plummets back down, and here we are at a kind of settle-out point, a new settle-out point of like $1,200. So the opportunity is just like the economy. It all goes in cycles. It goes up, it goes down, and then it settles out at a new higher plateau. But we're here with the opportunity to do wholesale real estate right now with the you know what? I lost my what do you call it? I lost my bottom third there when this thing glitched out. So anyway, propertynoodlers@gmail.com. That's where you want to send an email to see what the new wholesaling is all about. The wholesaling that's working today, not the old stale stuff that is just gonna cost you a whole bunch of money out of your pocket to maybe get a phone call. So, anyway, just send us an email. We're on. John and I have. Who out there has 80 hot leads you need to follow up with this weekend? Not follow up with, but 80 hot leads that you have to jump on this weekend. Any of you? That's what property noodling is all about. And these are all leads that probably very few, if anyone else, is even looking at. It's still out there, guys. You just got to flip over the right rock. We've flipped it over. We've seen where the deals are, and we can show you where the deals are too. PropertyNoodlers@gmail.com. There's plenty of wholesale opportunity out there, guys. You just got to look under the right rock. The old rocks that you flipped over 2, 3 years ago, hey, while you weren't looking, there was other people digging in your hole. It's all gone. With that, O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. And we're going to say goodbye for today. We're going to see you on Friday. I expect to see an email from you if you have any interest in flipping houses with wholesale real estate, which is still on fire.